At this point, are you still surprised that I'm able to keep making episodes about VS Code and how many more things there are that you probably don't know that it can do? Hey chatters, my name's Brendan, and today on DevChatter, surprise, we're doing another episode on VS Code things that you may not know. Let's get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about today is moving lines around. Yes, I know, seems kind of silly. We're just moving lines around on the screen, but there's a handful of things that I want to let you know. Number one, when you're on a line in VS Code, you may not be selecting the line, but it kind of treats it that way. And here's what I mean. If you are holding Control and hit X, it cuts that whole line. If I paste, you'll see that's what's on my clipboard. If I'm on a different line, cursor not selecting the whole line, and I hit Control C for copy, I can duplicate the line as well because I'm selecting that whole line. Now, let's say I don't want to copy and paste it. I want to just cut and move it. Well, I could cut the line, come up here and paste the line, and I've effectively moved it because I had the whole line selected. Let's put that back. So alternately, I could move it another way. I can hold the Alt key, and you'll notice the line I'm on, when I hit the up and down arrows, it just kind of shifts where it is, which is really powerful. You just want to move lines around? Congratulations, you can. You can just put them wherever you want. Now, in addition to that, if I want to duplicate the line as I do it, let's say I just want to copy this line. Obviously, I can hold Control-C, Control-V, and it copies. I showed that a minute ago. But also, you could hold Alt-Shift and hit the down arrow, and it duplicates one. And I can keep going. So the arrow key just makes more. And now I'm hitting the up key, the down key. It doesn't matter. You're just deciding where you want to leave your cursor. But it's creating all of these extras. So let's go ahead and clear those back out because we don't need them. Okay, so those are some cool ways. Alternately, I see tons of people clicking and dragging to grab a line. No, stop it. Don't do that. You want to grab a line? Click on the line number, and you'll see it selects the whole thing. And you say, well, isn't that what I'm doing when I do this? No, it's not. Watch. There's one slight difference. If I have this line and I cut it and I come down here and I paste it, but wait, what happened? No, I was trying to duplicate it. Well, the problem is when I copied it, I didn't actually get the whole line. And the reason why is when you select this way, you are not getting the line ending. But if I click on the line number, you'll notice it gets a little bit extra after there at the end. And when I do that and cut it, now I can come down here and I can paste wherever I want, and it's not bumping everything over because it has the new line at the end. Not only can I take the lines, click it, I have this highlighted piece, but you can also move them around by clicking and dragging. So if I were to bring this down here, now you want to hold it to the left of the numbers, otherwise, again, you're going to put it somewhere after the spaces is going to mess it up. But if you keep your cursor to the left of the numbers, you'll see that I can drag it down wherever I want, just by clicking and dragging. So just bring it always left of the numbers. That way you know that you're before the starting line. So some cool ways, if you're just shifting code around, you're just making changes. Or if I needed to fix all the indentation, I can click on the number 9, drag it all the way down, and I've got all of them. And boom, I can adjust all my lines like this. So awesome support for line selection. If you're not clicking on these line numbers to be able to move your code around, you're not doing it right. And additionally, I talked in a previous episode about being able to grab stuff off of a line by doing stuff like this. You can hold Control-D to grab all instances of the same stuff. Now, this one doesn't work so well if you click and drag. See, it only grabbed the one that I've got. So if you're multi-selecting like that, it's not going to get them all with clicking and dragging. It's only if you're doing a single selection. All right, the next thing I want to talk about, we talked about moving a line, but there is actually a way to select this line other than hitting the line number. What you can do is you can hold Control-L and it grabs the entire line. Now this one is a keyboard shortcut that actually does it. This is the same selection as if you clicked the number for the line number. And by that I mean, if you look at the end, it is grabbing a little bit extra, and that means it's getting the new line. What that means is that I can grab the line, boom, I've got the line selected. Once I've done this, I can comment out a line by just holding the Control/. Now, if you don't know about Control/ to be able to comment out code, you need to. Because I can do this. Hey, you want to comment out a bunch of stuff? I can just grab it, grab the beginning lines, Control/, boom, done. Oh, you don't want to use the mouse. Okay, well in that case, I can hold Control L, and then hold the Shift and down, and I can select all those lines, and Control / and hey, I did it that way too. Now, I personally like using both the keyboard and mouse because I think it's really quick to be able to just do that instead of going down piece by piece. Now, there are some other ways and tools that can help you do some additional selections, but I think this is quick. Boom, done. Now, I hope at this point that most of you know about the integrated terminal inside of VS Code. I use it all the time for pretty much everything I do. So if you use Control backtick, the backtick is the little thing that looks kind of like a sideways quote mark that is just below the tilde on an American keyboard. It may be somewhere else on yours, but again, you can check the keyboard shortcut for how to open a terminal, and it probably says it in the default home screen right here. Toggle terminal, Control backtick. So if yours is different, it'll say what it is down there. Once you've got this open, you've got a nice terminal. Most people know about this, but did you know that mine is PowerShell, but yours may not be? You can actually open different ones. You want to open a Git Bash one? Congratulations, you have a Git Bash one. Now, the astute of you may have noticed something here on the side, and that is, wait a minute, Brendan's PowerShell is still there, and he's got a Bash shell. That's right, because what I did was I opened up a new one. Now, if you want to open a standard Windows command prompt, there's a standard Windows command prompt. And what if I open two of them? Well, now I can't tell them apart. What am I going to do? Maybe I want to run two because I'm running the API that I have in my site through one, and the other one is a client application that isn't hosted by the API. So I effectively need to host two sites. My site that's the client website using a bunch of JavaScript, and the other one's an API that's a server application. And I host them both maybe in PowerShell bash command. Doesn't matter. I can go in here and I can actually rename it. So I could call this client app, and I could call this one, rename as the API. And hey, now I've got that. And then I can still use another client if I want to continue doing commands, building things, making changes. Maybe I use Git from the command line, and I can do that. But you might say, well, geez, Brendan, even with the rename, I can't really tell them apart. And you go, oh, you can't tell them apart, huh? Okay, well, in that case, your client app is yellow, and we're going to change the color of this one to blue. So you've got yellow and blue. And you go, okay, yep, which one am I in? I'm in the client app. And we go echo API, echo client. And if you're still having trouble, you can also change the icon. So if you really need to, you can make the icon a light bulb on this one. And additionally, not only can you do that, you can also tell it, hey, I want to have a split console. And you can get side-by-side when you're in this one. So if you like having side-by-side where your client and your API are both running side-by-side, maybe one's hosted on one port and one another port when you're doing local dev, and you can open it like this. And you can see them side by side. So you'll see your other ones are not side by side, but this one is. You can sort of pick the way that you want to do this, and if you have one open that you need to kill, you can just click the little trash can and they go away. So there's a lot more power in these, and by the way, I'm not done talking about these terminals. We've got more episodes coming where I'm going to say some other stuff you can do with these. If you liked all this stuff that we've been talking about, and if maybe you know something that I didn't mention, obviously I didn't say everything about each of these features, feel free to comment about it down below. Maybe there's some keyboard shortcut or other way of accessing something that you prefer. Head down to the comments, let us know about it, tell us which thing is your favorite, and be sure to click the like and subscribe button while you're down there, because we all know how YouTube works. And if I don't tell you that, you'd never know that you could click those buttons. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of DevChatter. As always, we appreciate your time, and we look forward to seeing you in one of our future live streams. You can find details down below, and if you want to talk to us before that point, check out our Discord, link down there as well. Have a great day, and happy coding.